Up, yeah, it's Sam here with Splash Bro Sports. As you guys know, we're here to deliver nothing but the most wavy of sports content. Today, we're going to be covering the Eastern Conference Finals, a little nice preview before tomorrow's matchup. We're going to have the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. Obviously, they played 3 of the last 4 years. Just to give you some insight, the Celtics just finished beating the 76ers on Sunday. They beat them in 7 games after going down 3-2. I know Tatum had 51. He beat the record. Steph previously dropped 50 in the first round against the Kings to set it, but Tatum upped the ante, and he also took over the game in Game 6. So after being cold after like the first 3 quarters, so I give that to Tatum. They also won the first round, 4 games to 2 against the Hawks. Now for the Heat, they beat the Bucks in the first round in 5 games. Those last 2 games, they kind of came back from behind and took them away from the Bucks at the end. Giannis also did miss a game, which kind of led to the Heat winning and stealing that series and that W that day. Then the second round, they basically beat the Knicks 4 games to 2. I thought the Knicks should have taken it. Jimmy Butler did miss a game. The Knicks did win that game, but nevertheless, they were missing Tyler Hero. And I just feel like if a team is missing their second highest scorer, it should be a thing of not a recipe of disaster. Obviously, more is going to be asked of the number one guy and the collective team effort, which we have seen with the Miami Heat. And I think that's why they've made it this far. So, just to put it into some perspective in these playoffs, I know that Jimmy's been averaging 31, 6, and 5. He's doing that on 53% field goal, 36% from three, which Jimmy Butler don't really shoot threes like that. But this season, he's been shooting them and he's been gunning them. And in the playoff Jimmy's just different. I don't know what they got him doing, but he's just different. So he's up the ante, 79% from the free throw, 1.7 steals, and 0.8 blocks. So basically 1 block as well. 2 turnovers, nothing too crazy, but the numbers splits, those are close to Jordan. You're talking about, just to be exact, 31.1, 6.6 rebounds, 5.4 assists. So he's leading the team, has to do what he has to do. No Tyler Hero, obviously, so more is going to be asked of him. Bam Adebayo is averaging 18 and 9, doing it on 50% from the floor. He's also shooting 81% from the free throw line, and then averaging a steal and a block as well. Just to put some perspective out there for you as far as like the collective effort, you got Max Strus averaging 11, Kyle Lowry averaging 10, Caleb Martin averaging 9, Gabe Vincent averaging 11, Kevin Love averaging 7, and then Duncan Robinson 8. Now with Duncan Robinson, he's coming off the bench, so obviously the production might not be there. Obviously Tyler Hero's not in, but some of the other guys are eating, such as Gabe Vincent, your Max Struses. Those guys are eating up the wing minutes and they're producing, so that's why they're taking up that space. They're also shooting better from the floor too. Like Max Strus is shooting 47% from the floor, also 37% from three. Caleb Martin, 46% from the floor, 36% from three. Gabe Vincent, 34% from three. So Miami got the shooters. You got Duncan Robinson, 42% off the bench. So I think they're going to make the series interesting. It's going to be enticing. I ultimately think that, you know, this is going to go 6 games, Celtics in 6. Now, who's not to say on the spread, if I'm not mistaken, is currently Celtics -8.5 tomorrow. I think the Heat might cover the spread. They might even shock the world, as Jimmy Butler has done in the previous 2 rounds. So let's not put that out there. We can't overlook that. And you never want to underestimate your opponent in the playoffs. Anything can happen, as we've seen multiple times. So just to dive into some stats for you, the Celtics, they played 13 games, as noted, 4-2 against the Hawks first round, 4-3 against the Sixers. Just to give you some stats, I know Tatum is currently averaging 28 points, 10.5 boards, 5 assists. He's doing that on 45% from the floor, 36% free throw, and then 36% 3-point, and then 86% free throw. And he's also averaging a steal and a block. So you can't really go too wrong or ask for much more than that. He's still going to give you up the ante, as you saw in Game 7 on Sunday. So there's that. Great running man in Jaylen Brown, who's currently averaging 25, 5, and 3. He has a little bit better shooting numbers, except from the free throw line, 54% from the floor, 47% from three. So his shot selection is better than Tatum's. 70% from the free throw line, not the best, averaging a steal and half a block. I guess for now, with the 2 top guys, that's all you can ask for. In these playoffs, as we've been seeing a lot, as you progress, is going to be asked of your second best player or the second star or the second highest scorer on the team. You guys got to produce. And, as we saw with teams like 76ers, other teams that got bounced in the second round, such as maybe the Warriors, or even the Suns, perhaps. The Suns, not really. They had KD and Booker who stepped up, but obviously the one game that they didn't show up, they lost. Now, the other teams, all it took was the second guy, the third guy not to show up, and that ultimately led to the team losing the series. And now we see you got AD, you got LeBron, you got Murray and Jokic. Now we got Tatum and Brown. We got Jimmy Butler, and kind of have we got Bam Adebayo. So, it's not the best two man. It's a decent one, but Bam's been playing good, averaging 18 and 9 as discussed, 50% from the floor, 81% free throw. So I think they make it interesting. I don't know, maybe the Celtics really want to close this thing out in 5 games, not play with their food and pack them up. But without Tyler Hero, I just don't really see it being an interesting series or it going 7 games. And if it goes 6 games, it's going to be because the Heat snuck one out in there. And they snuck one maybe in Boston. Maybe Jimmy Butler goes off for 45, and that's the reason they win. I'm not too sure, but I just don't really see the Heat advancing past the Celtics in this matchup. So that's my prediction. I do think the Heat cover the spread tomorrow. I believe it's +8.5. But that's all that we have for this episode. We're going to be giving you guys updates as the playoffs keep on going, and we're almost ready for the NBA Finals. So you definitely want to stay in tune. You want to follow, like, share, and subscribe. And once again, thank you for your support every day. We're here to deliver nothing but the most wavy sports content. So that being said, I hope you guys all have a good night.